As many of you guys know, Resident Evil 3 is one of my most anticipated games for 2020, which is crazy, which is really, really saying something, because this is one of the most stacked years ever for video games. Like, can you think of a year bigger than this one? When you think of, like, the biggest years, the best years for video games of all time, I think, like, 1998 probably comes to mind. Just so many crazy heavy hitters and things that just completely changed gaming forever. I don't know if we'll get that this year, but it's a super exciting year nonetheless. I guess one of the things you could say about 2020 is it's very iterative. A lot of remakes, a lot of sequels. I guess with the exceptions being Cyberpunk and Ghost of Tsushima. But we also got new hardware coming this year. This year is crazy, and there's a lot to look forward to. So the fact that Resident Evil 3 is so high up on my list is really saying something. And they just dropped a new Nemesis trailer. We're actually like 4 days late, but I'm a busy guy. But we're going to check it out right now. Let's do it. Woo! Can't really see his face. Look at this! He's got the tentacles, dude. Just getting her ass kicked.
Who are you? What are you doing?
Name's Carlos, and I'm saving you.
I love Carlos in this game. He's so much better. I'm Carlos, I'm saving. He's such a man.
I'm with the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. UBCS
Back at the RPD. These are shots like right by the RPD.
This city is completely cut off, isolated.
The subway car.
We need help. My men cannot do this alone.
The town's crawling with those freaks.
Ooh. Sorry, I'm just pausing it right here. This is, I think, our first look at a hunter. It's like a hunter, but... So this is where he is right now. He's at the hospital, right? So there's a point in the game where Jill gets infected and you take over as Carlos, and he goes and he gets, like, the vaccines and the serums and all that kind of stuff. And so he runs over to the hospital. But the hospital is infected with, like... They're not, like, traditional, like, Resident Evil 1 hunters. They're kind of like froggish hunters. But I just remember they could, like, jump on you, and they can really mess you up. Oh my god! He just swallowed my asshole, man! And, that's exactly what we're seeing right here.
Why
terrifying looking, dude.
She's unreliable.
It's me he's after. I'll buy you some time.
Hey, wait! Wait, Jill!
Yeah, so Nemesis just after STARS members, dude. Fuck. He's got the flamethrower. You serious? He's scary, dude. He looks terrifying.
Jill, what happened? Come in!
What a monster. It looks like he's wearing something on his head, right? He's wearing like a mask or a hat. I don't know, he's wearing something on his head. Man, I can't wait. This game. So, okay, it also includes the online game, Resident Evil Resistance, Project Resistance, it was called for the longest time. And, the one thing with Resident Evil 3 is it doesn't have, like, the multiple scenarios that Resident Evil 2 has. I think one of the biggest, I guess, I don't want to say concerns, because I'm sure it's going to be fine, but one of the things I'm most curious about is, like, the game's replayability. And, because we already know there's, like, it's the campaign, it's a straight shot, there's one canon ending, there's one scenario. Even though you do get to play as Carlos, that's only like for a small part of the campaign. So I'm really curious to see how they handle replayability. PlayStation, they just sent out like the year in review, kind of like the playback, and you can see what kind of hours you put into all of the games. And Resident Evil 2 was number one because I played the crap out of that game, and we did the hardcore runs, we did all of the scenarios, and man, what a phenomenal game. There's so much replayability in RE2 that I'm kind of curious to see how Resident Evil 3 is going to handle that. The thing that kind of makes me worried is that why they're adding Resident Evil Resistance? Is because the main campaign isn't going to be quite as meaty, there's not going to be as much to do. That's why they are adding this extra multiplayer mode in. I don't want to, say it's going to be bad or anything like that, but you know, obviously the single player campaign is what I'm looking forward to the most. Look at this fool. He's got like the sideways nose. I love, like, it's a new look for sure, but he still looks super terrifying. April 3rd, 2020, man. What's crazy is that there's like a 3-week stretch, like not even like a 2-week stretch, where Doom Eternal comes out, Resident Evil 3, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. They all come out back to back to back, and then Animal Crossing as well. That's going to be like the most ridiculous stretch ever, and those are all kind of like my most anticipated games for the year, which is kind of crazy. If you look at my my top 10 games of the decade, Resident Evil 2 Remake was on that list, and Doom 2016 was on that list, and these are both getting sequels like a week apart. It's absolutely insanity. And I've legitimately booked some time off work and we are going to play the shit out of Resident Evil 3 when it comes out. And please believe I'll have a full playthrough up on this channel. It's hands down my most anticipated game for the year, and that's really, again, that's really saying something, because there's so many other things that are going to be incredible, such as Final Fantasy VII Remake and Cyberpunk, which I'm so glad, I'm so happy that game got pushed to September. I know that's upset a lot of people. Pretty sizable delay, like 5 whole months. But that's video games, man. That's the state of AAA games. You're making this gigantic open world crazy experience. It's complicated, man. I'm sure that takes a ton of work to polish and to work out all the bugs. So Cyberpunk, they can take all the time that they need working on that game. But let me know what you guys think of Resident Evil 3, what you think of the Nemesis trailer, and what are your most anticipated games of 2020. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.